Hello, everyone. Welcome to the talk, the 10th episode of the talks from the 63rd Premio Faenza. Today we're gonna meet a lot of people from around the world, and it's a pleasure to have you all at this board. Eventually, we will have also some videos, and so the first artist that we will meet is Jiwon Byun from South Korea. It's quite young, and she sent a video very interesting about her work. So let's see in a few moments what she has prepared for us.
되게 오히려 안도감을 주었고, 제가 없더라도 이 자리가 쉽게 비어 보이지 않을 것이라는 위안을 주었습니다. 곰팡이는 일반적으로 환영받지 못하는 존재입니다. 그런데 저는 그 모습이 저와 닮아 있다고 느꼈습니다. 그래서 곰팡이가 제 자리를 대신해 줄 수 있을 것 같다는 생각이 들어 이를 주제로 작업을 시작하게 되었습니다. 제가 언젠가 오래 자리를 비우거나 존재하지 않게 되었을 때 제가 차지하던 부피를 제가 만든 곰팡이들이 대신 채워주길 바랍니다. 이런 마음을 담아 큰 구묘의 작업들을 만들었고, 한 공간 안에서 사람들이 부대끼며 살아가듯이 제 작업도 사람들과 부대끼고 맞닿으며 살아가길 바라는 마음으로 가구 형태를 많이 제작하였습니다. 그래서 이 작업들이 예쁨 받고 보살핌을 받으며 누군가들과 함께 살아가기를 소망합니다. 이 작업이 이번 파인자에 제출한 작업입니다. 저는 평소에 내가 잊은 시간이라는 작업을 많이 합니다. 그동안의 작업들은 제가 자리를 비운 사이에 낭비한 시간들을 채워주는 곰팡이들을 만들었다면 이번 작업인 나를 잊은 시간은 보다 나에게 집중하여 내가 잃어버린 시간 동안 내가 가장 많이 하고 있던 자세를 제작하였습니다. 뭔가 오래 방치되어 사가 곰팡이가 피고 버려진 모습을 표현했습니다. 이 작업의 제목은 더미더미입니다. 더미는 한국어로 많은 것들이 쌓여 만들어진 하나의 덩어리를 의미하고 영어로 더미는 사람을 대신하는 인형이라는 뜻을 가집니다. 그래서 작업 제목은 더미의 더미라는 뜻입니다. 더미더미는 곰팡이처럼 구석으로 밀려난 사람들을 떠올리며 시작한 작업입니다. 삶에 지쳐 방 한편으로 밀려난 사람들은 마치 한 구석에 쌓여있는 더미처럼 보입니다. 제각기 다른 형태와 감정을 지닌 이 존재들은 서로에게 기대어 무심한 하나의 덩어리를 이룹니다. 그렇게 조용히 구석에 놓인 이들은 과연 살아가고 있다고 말할 수 있을까요? 이 형체들은 얼핏 사람 같지만 결국 누구라고 정확히 말하기 어려운 애매한 형상들입니다. 분명히 존재하지만 뚜렷하게 보이지 않는 사람들처럼 말입니다. 더미더미는 쌓여가는 무게감, 반복되는 일상 속 존재들의 소외, 그리고 잊혀진 자리에 대한 이야기를 담고 있습니다. 저는 항상 인체 중에서 발에 관심을 많이 가지고 있습니다. 제 시선에 가장 자주 들어오는 곳이 발이고, 발의 움직임을 보면 그 사람의 상태나 성격을 어느 정도 느낄 수 있다고 생각합니다. 이번 작업은 한 소설에서 토막난 시체에 대한 장면을 읽고 영감을 받아 시작하게 되었습니다. 산속 깊은 곳에 묻힌 채 오랜 시간 방치되어 일부는 썩어 없어지고 버섯이 자라난 모습이 그려졌습니다. 이 모습을 통해 저는 더미더미에서 이야기했던 잊혀진 사람들에 대한 이야기를 보다 구체적인 조형으로 확장하고자 하였습니다. 저는 결국에는 실내 공간에 존재하는 모든 물건들을 제가 만든 곰팡이들로 채워넣고 싶습니다. 부서질까봐 닫아두었어는 화분 형태의 함입니다. 뚜껑에는 위태로운 형태의 식물이 있습니다. 누군가 열어보기 전까지는 내부를 볼 수도 없습니다. 아슬아슬한 조형을 통해 우리가 소중한 것을 다룰 때의 마음, 그리고 어쩌면 사랑할 때의 마음을 담아보았습니다. 제가 처음에 말씀드렸던 작업의 본질적인 이유와 가장 맞닿아 있는 작업입니다. 조형물은 누군가에게 소중히 여겨져도 결국엔 먼지가 쌓이고 방치되는 경우가 많습니다. 그래서 저는 조형 작업보다는 일상 속에서 함께 살아가고 사용될 수 있는 가구 형태의 작업을 지향하고 있습니다. 물론 만들고 싶은 것이 머릿속에 튀어나오면 그걸 먼저 만들겠지만요. 이상입니다. 감사합니다.
Okay, so this was the video from Jiwon Byun from South Korea. Very interesting introduction. The first one we saw is the piece that will that we will see in the exhibition of the 63rd Faenza Prize. And as you heard, or maybe as you read in the description, it's focused on this idea of dealing with the molds, with the remains that are left behind from something. And in this case, it also reflects on herself, on the artist itself. So the shape resemble something that is focused on her presence and her absence, so the void and what is left behind. Anyway, we hopefully see it together in the opening and during the exhibition. The next artist I'd like to introduce you is still from the eastern part of the world, from Japan. It is Kenji Gomi, and it's one of the master, let's say, of the ceramic world, since he has a long experience in the ceramic field and has a lot of work. Has won a lot of prizes, but especially his works are present you can displayed in various museums, not only in Japan, of course, but also around the world. So really, it's one of the artists that deals with the process of firing as really one part, main part of his work. Kenji, the board is yours.
All right. So first of all, thank you for this opportunity to talk about my works, and it's such an honor to be part of the Faenza Prize this year. So let me start with the first work. Next one. Yes. All right. So first of all, uh, the philosophy of my creation is not just to fire work made out of clay, but to make a work to fire made out of clay. In other words, uh, firing is the most important process in my creation, and all choices, such as the choice of the shape of the works and the choice of clay, are brought about by the uniqueness of firing. Then the reason why firing process is very center of my creation is because it is a process unique only to ceramics. The work on this slide is also based on that kind of my thought. My work basically consists of multiple parts with a double-walled structure by coiling and is fired by carbonization. I actually prefer carbonization firing because I know from my experience that it is the most suitable firing method to bring out the characteristics of the clay dramatically. This work and the one on the next slide are both carbonized and fired using rice husks. We have many rice fields all over Japan, so it's very easy to get rice husks. My work basically consists of overlapped multiple parts. This case, three parts. This is because by doing so, the plasticity of the clay can be reflected in the appearance of the works. In addition, by increasing the number of parts at the same time, it helps to make larger pieces. Recently, I have also been producing works that consist of six parts, and it's almost like over 2 meters in height. Next, please. Uh, Carbonization firing with rice husks is technique with restrictions, like you need to place your piece in the box together with rice husks inside the kiln. As an attempt to free myself from that restriction, I'm also practicing carbonization firing by using gas. It's like to carbonize the whole kiln itself. And that helps me to make bigger pieces with shapes much more freely and gives me a new texture, which I found very interesting. Next, please. While facing the shrinkage and the deformation of the works by drying and firing, I enjoy making real ceramic-like works and also enjoy the changes of the texture of fired clay. Actually, people often ask me, what is the motif of your work, or like, where do they come from, or something like that. But I would say there was actually no motif in particular. I would say like my previous works are actually the motif of my future works. My previous work, uh, I mean, like, it really inspires me to observe my previous work carefully and deeply. Uh, then it helps me like exploring for much more unique and original shapes that can be fired both beautifully and rationally. Next, please. Finally, I'm applying for this 63rd edition of Faenza Prize with this work on slide. The shapes and texture and size and everything is well under control, and it's my current point of achievement. I remember when I first saw this piece unloaded from the kiln, I was like, this piece is totally grounded, and I was very happy. So I named it Grounded One. So it is such a great honor to be able to exhibit my work there in Faenza, which is like far from Japan. And I hope all of you enjoy the encountering unique human-sized ceramic works with covered with mysterious texture. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Kenji. Thank you for your presentation. Very clear, and it's very nice to hear your ongoing process, and that it's not just once a time, but really it's just something that is developing throughout your life. So, and it's very stunning, especially for a piece this large, this height, especially, and so
Like human
really.
size, yeah.
We will enjoy it at the opening as any other in the that will be there. Thank you again. Stay with us, and we move now from the eastern world to the western part to the old Europe. And next artist we're gonna hear is Monika Grycko from Poland, but eventually from Italy, since she is here in Italy since along a few years, let's say a few years ago. Anyway,
very few years.
Her work are very different, not only on ceramic, and develop an idea that is always connected with organic shapes, human body, a connection between the two, and somehow the resemblance of something that is probably in the future or in the near future, who knows. But Monica, now the board is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for opportunity to speak to you. And I will start to from Mascot, my first work. I can see it. Ecco, yeah. It's made of glossy white ceramic, or obviously site-specific installation, as we can see. Composed of round forms that appear soft maybe from distance, but close reveal sharp, rigid spike. They are sharp and very delicate. It's like microscopic landscape, like fungal of bacterium. At the center, we can the spinny mount on metal legs. Inside it is a video plays an endless sequences of doors opening. It could be metamorphosis, metaphor of endless transition, and the way we can be on every day. And obviously, idea explore, as we will see later, explore the idea of small organism-like structure that quietly colonize the space, like fungus or virus, delicate in appearance, but persistent and powerful. Next, please. This is a fragment of this composition made of white, very delicate, glossy ceramic, typical to Faenza, Terralia. Next, please. And this is this little mountains with video inside. Next, please. This is another composition of the same site-specific opera, and the characteristic of my work is that they move in time. I make them grow, or sometimes they are quite easily destroyed. Next, please. And this is other work from the same branch. The name is Palladium, and it's tiny house for the spirits, like Thai house they have near to their houses. And inside of my house, my little house full of spikes, there is a voice, the sound of some little animals. We expect from Palladium the presence of God. Instead, we have this uncanny voices. And here the topic is a fear and needs of protection we all have, we as a human race. Yes, I explore often the themes of protection and trust in the unknown. I reflect on the human need, many needs in this uncertain times. Next, please. This is my proposal for Premio Faenza, Goodbye Ocean, and it's a stoneware installation that combines element of like fossilized marine life and obsolete industry fragment, like a hydric implant. And we can see this snapshot of under the sea landscape, organic forms, wires, and also, as I said, industrial fragments suggest a system that once functioned, but now has collapsed. At the center, we have a genderless human figure who can symbolize shared human responsibility for the loss of ocean, because now this landscape, now I think in post anthropocentric period, the ocean is reduced to silent, disconnected relic. All my work obviously are handmade, yes, directly by me. The process, it's full of surprises and still in way to develop. And yes, and next please. This is the fragment of the same installation. We can see all this spine and pseudo-industrial element. I use often the other materials, not only ceramic, because I grow as a sculptor, not as a ceramist, but ceramic, it's the most perfect material for me. Next, please. This is Baroque object, how we can see sculptural installation, white clay, painted in part by oil colors and made also with recycled material like old chandeliers, and those materials are tangled together with fragments of human body, all linked through a thin dysfunctional hydric system. Like I have something with this hydric system because I think we have the very big problem with water as humanity, and I think we can do something in our little. And the title Baroque object, obviously it's ironic. It's the composition is almost grotesque. The structure function like little big fragile organism, because this installation is big. Yes, and obviously as my own work, it's changing time and it's site specific. Thank you. Next, please. This is a celebrative part of my collection of celebrative objects. Still white ceramic, white normal clay, low temperature sculpture composed of ceramic made with the technique of slip casting, and it's about beauty and importance of beauty, thing we can see, like interior organ of human body, and fragility of human being, human beauty, and yes, importance of life. Next, please. And this is another example of my private mixed ceramic technique, because here we have the union of human and animal references, and death and life references. This piece gives a second life to the real skull bone of the cow. This ceramic sculpture is, as I said, made of slip casting, built around a real cow skull found by me in the countryside. And also the same discussion about relationship between species and possibility of another kind of relationship, not only like people who eat coal, but this object, it's like, for me, like ritual, like to give them another life, to those all beautiful elements of body of cow. Next, please. And this is a celebrative accumulation which illustrate how I work with my works. Obviously, here in the center we have a little piece of school bones of I think deer, and some elements from human body, like liver, some stomach, and they all are made like in baroque structure, obviously, ironically baroque. Okay, next, please, because I said, and we have this one of those objects in a real baroque place in the Stupinigi, I think, during the exhibition. And obviously it's very important for my work to have a dialogue with the space. Here, real baroque space, and we can see the difference between real baroque and my fake baroque. Next, please. This is another kind of my work, another kind of proceedment. It's work entitled Dogmaster. I make it using the technique I reserve for figurative works, ceramic paint with oil, combined with other materials such as glazes and other mixed media. But majority of material is ceramic. The work features a group of small, slightly anthropomorphic dogs, and their skin is smooth, almost human. And why I use oil painting for have this effect is very difficult to, or impossible to achieve across the glaze, or maybe, but technique, I'm mostly sculptor. I wanted them to appear harmless, almost tender, and to give this something oppressive in their stillness and uniformity. They seems like to be waiting calmly, obediently, following something. It's obviously the snapshot of our society. Next, please. And this is one of them. This is the one dog I made with white clay oil painting and the eyes made of glass. Thank you. Next, please. This is it's like half, we can see, half woman, half monkey. It's like my idea about ideal human situation that I think we have to become more like animal, and it's like post-anthropomorphic Übermensch. I mean ideal man or ideal woman. Thank you. Next, please. This is another example of my figurative work, because one of my favorite styles I enjoy, it's obviously, as you can see, the figurative work, paint in oil with glass eyes. This is Snow White, the idol of feminine beauty and generosity. We have also here like link to Cybele or Aphrodite with all these generous boobs and white skin, but obviously it have some it gives some idea of something uncanny and quite made to be always discuss about beauty and weakness, death and life. Next, please. This is Vilge Fortis, the symbol of indecision between man and woman. Like I give importance here to the beauty, not for other characteristic. They are not so important. I deal also with the canon of beauty. And here I obviously use oil painting, oil paint, and always eyes made of glass by me. Next, please. Maybe they are too much. This is, yes, this is like pop style feminine figure with this solemn industrial steel base. And this is like a homage to all the women like Anna Bolena or Maria Antonietta. Something about fear and about beauty, about delicate of life and celebration of beauty and fragility of human body. Next, please. Yes, and this is idol too. It's also she has this shiny polished beauty in pop style, and they have this industrial steel base, the vibrant, almost glamorous surface in a contrast of it. Adoring the head are I replicated the human bones, small detailed fragments that frame the face like jewelry, but they creates a tension between the seduction and decay, between vitality and mortality as well. Next, please. Maybe they are finished. Next. Okay, we finished. I put them too much.
No, don't worry. Don't worry, Monica. Thank you very much for your presentation, for your idea. This obviously this connection with the human body, an androgynous human body, and these all these little stuff that comes from nature, but eventually also from the industrial background that around the world is everywhere, and that we have to deal with, even looking forward to our environment. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And we are still in Italy with the next artist, who's Silvia Piani from Imola.
Hi,
Hello, Silvia.
everyone.
Nice to see you. Nice to welcome you. Silvia is still quite young, let's say, but she has an enormous she has an enormous background, a very good apprentice, not only in the school, but also in different workshops. And she has her own workshop from 2020. She's also a teacher, so she can deal with different techniques in a very special manner, and we see in a few moments. But especially her idea of dealing with the geological and mineral elements that are in the inner part of everything, even of clay, is also one of the key to read throughout her works that are mostly connected to nature. So, Silvia, the board is yours.
Thank you so much. I would like to thank you and the Faenza Prize for the selection. It's meant a lot for me. And now I'm a little bit nervous, but get started. So I was introduced to ceramics at a very early age because my father was a teacher of ceramics in Faenza. And he showed me this material not only for a traditional part, but more connected to the technology. So more material and more different point of view. Since then, I felt the ceramic, it's a living material and full of possibility. I studied in Faenza in the Institute of Art Ceramic and graduated in product design. After that, I started my studio in my house and teaching the ceramic in Bologna now. So next, please. I often tell my students that ceramic is made of two main parts, the clay body and the glassy coating. This coating is used for the tactile and visual effect. Is an aid and enchanting the work, but not exactly the main subject. This is why I started a research focused on the ceramic surface, especially using industrial frits. After my experience, I created a real glass sheets that I can fire together with the ceramic. And it's not easy. It takes a long time, but it's very important for me. And in the beginning, I'm very young, so I work a lot on the technique. I want to explore and grow. So from this, I was born the first artwork, and I chose to start with marine forms, especially fish. So many people call me the fish girl. It's funny, but because I know well from a past job, and this helped me to focus on this complex technique. Next, please. And here we are. This is my first one, the first big one, and it's Pteris volitans. And it was my first sculpture where the frits were no longer just a coating, but an integral part of the form. The fins, or you can see, are made by glass grit. The surface has texture, bubbles, and natural-looking effect. Because since when I was a kid, I always watching the nature with curiosity, like plants, grass, berries, mushroom, insect, and all the hidden life. Next, please. Okay, in this one, I use the texture inspired by mushroom, as you can see on the head. I want to connect water and earth and show how a small detail can make people curious if it plays an unusual context. Later, this one, I continued this with marine subjects, like turtles or other animals. But I always had a plant texture, some simple and complex one. Next, please. Okay, this one is very important for me, is rischio estinzione, risk of extinction. And this one was selected in Zhangningning Biennale. It's a very detailed piece and it marked a turning point of my poetic. I'm very confused sometimes of what I want to say with my art and with my work, and I question the meaning of my research. I need to exaggerate here to add layer, subject, texture, almost as I won't contain everything I had learned up to that point in a single work. And at the end, I ask myself why I'm so drawn to details. I don't understand why I do what I do. So I start to think by my mind, my idea. And the answer came by thinking back to my childhood. As a child, my father did to me and my brother a funny game. He colored to gold some small stone and hide them in the gravel. And I must find them, and he give me a candy after I find them. So I know maybe it's just I want to keep me busy easily, but for me it was very fun and training my eye. Also took me to the forest to learn about mushroom and plants. My grandmothers told me about the herbs. My grandfather about local animals. So all my family told me how to observe and understand the nature. So in the last 2 years, I focus more on micro nature, the small and invisible part of the natural world that's actually essential for the nature. And next, please. This one is the first piece of this idea, this poetic, and this one is macro. He's going to Grottaglie, and it's the first work I enlarged elements from the micro nature. In this case, it's a nudibranch, a marine creature with most form like aliens, and the structure is not easy to see them because they are very, very small. You have to find them. The bottom of the sculpture is glossy, while the top is threaded with a glade containing excess of feldspar sprayed at low pressure. Then a fired freeze directly on the surface. And this process is quite complex and often requires multiple firings, so it takes me a lot of time. And next please, sorry. This one is very different, and I want to represent the mineral aspect of the nature, because we don't see only the nature, the plants, the insect, the animal, but the nature is the mineral also. A form like that has a stone, appear organized and perfect, yet still retains some organic. And I made small glass cube, firing in this frit, as usual, in terracotta molds. Then I place them into a porcelain base with a colored slip. On the lower part, you cannot see here, but I use a very fine frit for a velvety effect. And next, please, and the last one, but not the least, here we are. This one is the work selected for the Faenza prize. And this it's a mycelium. The mycelium is the branching structure of the life. I think it's the point of what I want to say, because it's the vegetative part of the mushroom, made up of a web of extremely fine filaments. It's a living system that grows, absorbs nutrients, and can stretch out of meter or even hectares. But we never see it, or we don't know it exists, because it's tiny and hidden, but it is the first part of the nature. We often perceived it as something dirty or insignificant, simply because we are disconnected from the nature or we don't spend much time in it. Mycelium works silently, keep ecosystem running, and it don't care if we see it or not. It continues is running. The smaller part of my piece, this one you can see in the background, is started as a test, because before the big one I tried so many times, and I wasn't sure to want to include it, but it's just like the nature. Art evolves and transforms. So I decided to add it to amplify the sense of scale and the feeling of zooming into this microcosm. And I know it's my work is very different. I want to put them, all of the different part of my research, because all of them have helped me to grow up, to explore and express my need to reconnect with the nature. Through my work, I am to train the eye to bring attention to what we usually ignore, and amplify the the microscopic world that surrounds us and with us. So I hope it's everything clear. It's not easy for me. I'm very nervous, and that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Silvia. Thank you for your presentation. It was very clear and very, very nice to hear this connection that you had from your childhood until now to nature. And also, we could understand very, very precisely how long it takes for you to deal with all these artworks that obviously, as we saw, need various firing and it's a long process. But again, the main thing is this connection, this idea of represent, for example, through the mycelium, how clever nature is in a way. Somehow we cannot, we don't think about it. We always have around us, and we don't think how important it is for our life. Anyway, thank you again. Hope to see you obviously in Faenza. You are one of the easy way to go to Faenza for you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and then we move to we are still in Italy, but we move not so far in Bologna with Edoardo Sessa, who's from Varese, but he graduated in Bologna, and in Bologna he had also opened and founded a place for artists called Hidden Garage. He has from different experience also in the art world in Lando specifically, but not only there. And his connection through the sculptural world involved also photographic research or video installation. So it's an artist that deal with different medium. And Edoardo, the board is yours.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Here I am. Yeah. First of all, I'd like to thanks the Museum of Ceramic of Faenza and the people who are involved in our organization and supporting this event. So thank you. So I would like to, thanks for the introduction. And I want to start with my first work, Brick Pigeons. And that's the work that has been selected in this prize. It's called Brick Pigeons, and they're made in this year. So the pieces combine terracotta and concrete. I think it started this year when I was in London, when I was observing how many of these animals are in the city and about their way to leave the city. So they used to live in the city like us. We share common places like square, street. So for me, my idea is like how to combine architecture and these animals. And my first question was why we usually don't see them in nature or in the forest or in the branches. So they forgot how to survive in nature like humans. So, so for this, I would like to create this sculpture that express the adaptation and the biological persistence. So how the way this animal come close to humans and share our the part of our culture. So, so this work reflects on the contemporary landscape and its contamination with the human beings between nature and culture, observed through the process of human production. So yeah, there are 5 or 6 pigeons that I did for these prices, for this price. And yeah, next. Yeah, there's another photo of them. So yeah, sorry, next one from different perspective. So they're made with bricks. So they are kind of they're really like bricks. They're that build the city. They're part of them. So I would like to mix them with the architecture of the city because they are part of us, part of them. So next one. Yeah, next. So this is one of my last work. I would like to combine a head with. I was thinking about the sea, about the seas, and how an image can be cover from different shells about time. I was thinking about time, and it's like shells that grows close to the rocks. So and how they could grow on our waste, for example, or our product. So that's only an experiment, but yes, it's a white clay, and yeah, that's it. Next thing, please. Okay, this is my last exhibition here in Bologna, and there's a lot of different work from last year and some new from this year. And I think this is one of the most complete work because it takes different environment, and yeah, because I really I'm very interested about abandoned place, and yes, I worked for several months in this place. It's in an abandoned place in Bologna called Staveco. And for me, it was very interesting because in that place, you can see how our dimension, our human dimension, could be very forgotten in a few years. So that's I can see the nature grows between cement and tools abandoned from humans. So you can see like another way to leave places. Next. Okay, this is landscapes, and it's an installation that I've done in when I was in London last year, and create a precarious column starting from natural element like trees and column come from architecture. This study starts many years ago when I did a video in this abandoned place, and because in that study I don't know, I was thinking about the process and how I could combine themselves. For this installation, I made molds of these trees and reproduced them in porcelain, painted and glazed porcelain, and not all the body of the trees, but only a part of them. The idea was to give value to something that is usually not considered precious, like branches or piece of scrap of iron, or that's it. And for the ceramic part that I did, I took a very specific decoration come from Mediterranean, mostly Genova, because my family used to live there, and I would like to combine because I usually found a lot of scrap of porcelain or maiolica along the seas, along the river, and then I would like to combine this ancient part with nature around them. So for me, changing material of the things is a very important thing, because in that way you can understand more about what are you looking, what are surround. Sorry, I don't know how to explain it, but you know more about the landscape that you are around. So next, please. Okay, this particular of the sculpture of landscape. In the picture on your left, it's a particular of this joint of scaffolding. So I took this joint in iron, and then I cast them in porcelain, and then I paint them. And for me, they seems like our spine. So it's a way to combine human and object that we create, and give them another life, another way to see them. So and to create more precious things, precious object. Next. Okay, this is another installation that I did. It's called Tales of Tiles, and it's a work about object and their life in oniric space. It's about a life and the life that they lived, and how many things that they saw. For example, the seaweed. It's a seaweed that they found in the sea, and they dropped in the porcelain. Next, please. This particular. Next. This is a part of landscapes. It's a work. It's the previous work that before landscapes, and I took these branches and I make a cast of them in porcelain. Then I painted. So this is the first work in porcelain that I did. At the end, I'm more a sculptor that a ceramist, but for me, ceramic is a very important material, because it's I found in it a very interesting material, because it changed their form, their structure. So, and also with fire, so you can it's a material that human in general use for years and years. So for me, it's very interesting. But yes, at the end, I'm more sculpture. So yeah, I used to create more installation and sculpture like that. But yeah, so yeah, yeah, I think that's it. That's all my works. Yeah, it's the installation that I did in London, and yes, I would like to represent these branches, like very common branches, in like in a museum. So I pick up branches from the street, and then I change them the material and their imaging. So, and I try to create this stand like they are in an anthropology museum, like an object that we found. So for this, I'm very interested about culture, heritage, and nature, and how the way I can combine them, and also architecture and animals. So I would like to combine how the way we can live with them now. So relation between object and our culture. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Edoardo, for your presentation. You have those different attitudes that come out from your works. So we can see this idea on the relation between nature and architecture on one hand, but also the human connection. And again, the fact that whenever we meet with an element of nature, it always reminds us of the importance of what we have found and what connection could have in our life. Stay with us and let's introduce the next artist, who's Wang Chaoing, or simply Jing. Hello.
Hi, ciao.
Ciao. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Thank you for your patience. And in a way, you are one of the youngest artists in this 63rd edition of the Faenza Prize. But your work is very, very interesting, and you have already many awards, many international recognition, not only in China, but also in Korea and many other places. And well, Jing, the board is yours.
Thank you. So I want to give a presentation, and the theme of the presentation is we are the storyteller, because I think as artists we all tell the story about what we're thinking and also about our story. So I will give a short introduction of myself. Now I'm in Jingdezhen Ceramic University, so I'm based in Jingdezhen mostly, and also in Beijing. I'm reading my PhD degree in Jingdezhen. And I'm a Tujia minority in China. China is a very big country, and I'm one of the 56 minorities in China. So the most important of our minority is this textile. We can see its geometry, shape, and so it's my background and influenced me a lot in ceramic. And based on this background, I have this work wood, which was selected in Faenza prize. And this wood is really look like a wood, but if we come closer, it's totally different of wood. Why I choose wood as a as a shape of my work? Because I think wood has a life, and after it died, we can just see it as it was end of the life. But ceramic is totally different. Ceramic is a man-made material, and when we made this ceramic, it can last forever. So I use this ceramic instead of the wood to last its lives, so it can be forever in my thinking. And I use the technology of which named larycomy, also called marbling, also called twisting clay, I think. It's by mixing of the clay to form the pattern and use some like plaster mold or some kind of other molding method to form. And here are other angle of my work. And we can see this detail. And I want to introduce another work of mine. This is my first larycomy series, and also was selected in the 13th International Ceramic Competition Minnan in Japan. And this work was honored.
如果你希望能用另一种语言和我交谈，可以在 Siri 设置中。
Sorry, it's about my laptop Siri, and also show another of my installation. This was I combined with the video. I can show. Oh, sorry. Next, please. These are the details of my work. Next, please. And this other work was selected in Minnan. Next, please. And this is the installation of my larycomy work. I use larycomy as a slot to devote it in my art experiences. This was combined with the environment, and I also take a video of this work, because the ceramic I use this to do the plaster modeling, and it was empty inside. So when it faces the sea of the water, it will be float. So I take a video. Next, please. I take the video and competition in Korea. And next, please, we can see the details of this human-made rock, because ceramic is also, I think, it was my logic, is a human-made rock, and it was combined with the circle of the nature, because we use the rock first, and then we do the clay, and then we use the kiln to fire it, and it will come into ceramic, and the ceramic finally get back to where it be. And next, please. And this is also experiment art. I use because Jindogen is very famous for white and blue. I use the blue to put it in the ice, and with the temperature rise, it will melting, and it was a kind of the human. It's a kind of the nature-made white and blue painting, I think. Next, please. And I also use this kind of logic to do the Chinese ink and wash painting. And also I take video of all this process, and I named this series of my work Below Zero. Next, please. So thanks for watching. I just take a shot. I just want to take a shot of the logic of my artwork, and hope to meet you in Jindogen, also in Faenza, Italy.
Thank you, Jing. Thank you for your presentation. It was very quick, very concentrated, but we saw a lot of things, not only with the larycomy technique that involved the piece that was selected for the Faenza Prize, but also the many other you've done using this different technique and this experimental attitude that combine what nature can offer to our work, to the human work. And so it's very, very interesting to see what's going on. Hopefully we'll meet in Faenza or in Zhang, but let's see.
Thank
Let's
you.
see next. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mago. Bye.
Bye. Okay, unfortunately, the next artist could not make it, so we don't have the Xingrui Xing, but again, we are in China with another artist, Zhang Ningning, sorry for the pronunciation, who had a video for his presentation. So, Zhang, the board is yours.
My name is Zhang Ningning. I come from China. I am very fortunate to have been selected for the 63rd Premio Faenza. And I am also very honored to participate in today's lecture. I am very glad to be able to communicate and learn with all of you. The name of the work is Dreams Are Horses. It is one of my exhibited pieces. The material used is white porcelain from Jingdezhen, China. It was made by joining thin clay pieces together, and the firing temperature was 1230 degrees. The work is based on dreams as horses and dwelling through the forests. It is a poetic and imaginative artistic exploration through ceramics, an ancient and simple material. Capture and solidify the illusory and real white horses and forest scenes in the dream, and enter a spiritual world that transcends reality and is sea colors. The work is a yearning for nature and a profo en the exploration of the inner world. Bravely pursue your dreams. Be like a white horse in your dream, traveling through the fog and obstacles, and finally, reaching the other side of your soul. At the same time, we must cherish and live in harmony with nature, because it is this primitive and unpolluted natural beauty that nourishes our dreams and creativity. The white porcelain work White Horse. It deconstructs the biological form through cubic structure, and uses parametric design thinking to cut the clay pieces. The liquid drooping of the mane and the geometric edges of the body form a harmony of hardness and softness of yin and yang. In the contemporary context of mechanical replication, this handmade intelligence reactivates the ancient tradition of the tool carrying the message. The white porcelain piece empty and layered realm. This piece is made from high-purity white porcelain clay. After repeated washing and aging, it forms a fine and flexible clay material. Through manual rolling and shaping of the wet clay, during the firing process, the thin porcelain goes unpredictable topological deformation in the softening stage. The hanging, curling, and overlapping forms are entirely controlled by natural forces. All time it lies settling into a solid instant dynamic state. The seemingly fragile thin porcelain achieves mechanical balance in the structure. Interpreting the Eastern wisdom of extremely soft yet capable of extreme hardness. Empty void and thorny landscape using porcelain to symbolize the Tao. It pierces the thought of the actual reality of the void. In the borderline take as thin as a breath. It uses physical pain to deconstruct the spiritual void. When the viewer instinctively avoids the sharpness of the thorns, they have already completed the sudden enlightenment of avoiding the void is equivalent to grasping the void in an instant. Those sharp edges that the empty white are precisely the vessels that ferry us to touch the wonderful existence in the vacuum. The time and space series of works use clay as the medium to fragmently reproduce ancient Chinese architecture. Through the unfinished aesthetic, it realizes the presence of historical memory. By superimposing white porcelain materials onto paper, it forms an opposition between heater, and Yoas materials. The blank space without words is both the blank space for historical narration and the carrier of future possibilities. The work are for dimensional time and space model through material deformation. Through art's preservation of what has passed and pieced together on PL the existence picture from the fragments. Ultimately, it points to the wisdom of the Chinese civilization of adapting to both extremes and using the middle way between the instant and the eternal, between destruction and creation. Art becomes a reed boat crossing to the spiritual. Work title: The Eruption of Voidness. This ceramic installation, with the core spirit of Chinese Taoist philosophy, through the transformation of the physical properties of white porcelain and the narrative of space, constructs an Eastern aesthetic realm of with it comes benefit. Without it, thousands of plain white porcelain pieces are frozen with a wave-like hanging form, preserving the traces of the wind. Its shape is inspired by paper but deliberately eliminates the concrete symbols of the text. Reaching the philosophical realm of great sound is hard to hear. Great form is for in pureness without ink or trace. The rhythm of the overlapping porcelain layers conforms to the cosmic rhythm of yin and yang, generating each other. The hard ceramic transforms into soft paper waves. Interpreting the dialectical thinking of Taoism, the reverse is the movement of the Tao. The attitudinal construction rising from the ground to the dome is both an embodiment of the concrete expression of the Tao gives birth to one. One gives birth to two. Two gives birth to three. And three gives birth to all things. And also forms a meditative passage for the viewers to pass through and shadow move on the plain porcelain surface. The static installation acquires the dynamic poetry of gentle wind does not last a day. A den rain does not last a day. Awakening people's life experience of reaching the extreme of emptiness and maintaining firm tranquility in the RPLA and illusion. Thank you all. Thank Premio Faenza. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Zhangningning. Thank you for your presentation. It was very clear, and we saw a lot of different artworks, not only the one you presented and was accepted for the Faenza Prize, and we saw these different attitudes towards the idea of the void and also how to connect with your heritage, with the architectural heritage of China. So it was very interesting to see this different artwork set in different places, and also using a material, the porcelain, who's clearly connected with your roots. So thanks again. Hope to see you in Faenza. Now it's time to stay back together. Hello everyone.
Hi.
Let's see.
Hi.
Hello. Eventually now it's time for question or any curiosity you'll maybe want to ask to some of the other artists that are on this panel. So let's hear from you. Obviously, you will have the chance also to meet live in Faenza on June, but eventually now you can ask something if you have something else to add to your work, to what you said before. Remember to turn on the microphone. No question? Everybody's shy? Okay.
No, I have a question for Zhaojing, isn't it? No, because I saw your work, and the first work that you showed is like the branches, not because I saw a link. So I'm very interested about the technique that you use, because it's like brown, but in the end there is a lot of different dots, isn't it? So it's very, I don't know which kind of clay that you use. I don't know. It's very, and how big them.
Yeah, I do know about Yixin. Yixin tea pot is very famous in the world. This is a place in China, and I use that kind of clay. And I also use a tool to plumb the clay, and it will turn turn a clay like that, and I will cut. Each cut is totally different. It's very interesting.
Okay, wow. So it's your technique, come from your country.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
wow. Cool. And what's the name?
Larry Comey.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will let you check it.
Yeah, yeah, you can come to Jingdezhen. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I'm now in Jingdezhen Ceramic University to reading the PhD, and also the next IAC Congress will be held in the JCU. So hope to meet you all in there. If you need any help, I can feel free to contact me.
Okay, wow, cool. Because also the thing that you said about rocks, because indeed it is it. So it's the clay at the end is rocks. So and also the project that you did, like the ceramic rocks, are very. I don't know. I can feel it.
Okay, thank you for your question. And I also love your work. Interesting installation.
Thank you.
Any other question? Any other?
Can I ask something to Kenji? Sorry, but your pieces are so big, and I make pieces smaller because I don't have a big oven. But how long it take to dry, and they don't have cracks, or so you have it, but
Well,
you're very good to hidden.
you have to be like very careful when you are drying your work. When you make a big piece, it takes like 2 or 3 months to get dried. In my case, then like takes
I come to Japan
three.
and it's
All right,
very humid.
or I come to my studio and.
Oh, hopefully, because my brother stay in Japan, so maybe one day I
really?
come back again. Yeah.
Actually, I work for a college of ceramic art in Kasama.
Okay.
Actually, I'm a professor in that college, so you can always come and visit.
Oh, I also
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe.
All right.
I'm so happy if I come here.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Please.
Thank you. There is also a comment by Antonella Cimatti, who's an artist from Faenza. She has seen the work of Kenji in an exhibition in Japan. She just said that the work is amazing. And so thank you also for the people who are watching this live presentation and their comments. I would like to thank you everyone for being here in this panel. It was really amazing to see also the interaction between you, and hopefully we'll have a live interaction in Faenza at the opening, or who knows, maybe in Jingdezhen, maybe in Kasama, maybe who knows, somewhere in the world. So thank you again. I just have to add that the next talk will be the last one. It will be held by Claudia Casali next week, and it will feature different artists: Mark Alberghina, Daniel Antropov, Juliette Clovis, Ji Ho Kim, Christina Okan, Léa Renard, Yankun Wang, and Su Yen Ring. Sorry for my pronunciation, but that's it. So thank you again. Let's meet together in Faenza in a bit of time and enjoy the next talk next week. Last talk next week. See you. Bye.